Mr. Martinson. I'm here today to talk to you about how you can use your devices here at Roseville High School. We're glad that you're here. We're ready to have a great year together. You should know some basic things about how to use your devices in order to be successful here as a student. And let's talk about that. So we have a brand new iPad for every student here at Roseville High School. Every one of you is using an iPad, and many of you have personal devices that you may or may not use for other purposes throughout your day. The internet's a big part of what you are when you're doing your work here at Roseville High School. We want you to use it to organize, to research, to move files, to get work done, and we have a lot of tools for being able to do that. Some of the mobile apps that you probably are familiar with are things like Evernote, Student View in order to look at your grades, things like Google Docs, the presentation tool, all of the organizational tools that are part of your personal device, also social media sorts of things, web browsers, and word processing. Those are all part of the set of tools that you have in front of you when you're using a mobile device. But you should know some things that you can't do, regardless of the device that you're connected to here in Roseville. Of course, your iPad is district property, but if you are using a personal device as well, at all, at any time here at Roseville High School, you should know that it is not okay to ever access vulgar, racist, profane, pornographic, violent, or drug-promoting things here at school. And any of those things is what we call a violation of the acceptable use policy. When that happens, your personal device will be taken from you, and we don't want to have to do that, so we have to make that basic agreement up front that that is not okay. You should also know that we have a policy that's very clear about what bullying is, and this is actually the language specifically from the school district's policy about bullying. We believe in it. We follow it very closely, and any situation of bullying will be investigated, and there could be some consequences from it. So you should be very careful about how you use yourself, your personal device on the internet, because any behavior that you do on the internet is going to be equivalent to any behavior you do in person. That's the way we treat all sorts of cyberbullying as well. You should also be aware that using other people's work without getting permission from them is a violation of the acceptable use policy too. So anytime you're copying somebody else's work, know that you can use it, but make sure that you're copying somebody else's work with permission and by citing your sources as much as possible. Be aware that harassment online is something that's very serious, and we follow up on that as well, and that we are in an era now where all types of information is subject to question, and it's important for you to know what's reliable. And please come talk to us about that, or talk to your teachers about what's reliable and what's an acceptable source in your classroom. Reliable sources are very important. The use of the internet makes finding reliable information easy, and it also makes it complicated. So it's good for you to be aware of what sorts of sources you're working with when you're doing research. A good example of that would be Wikipedia, which is an excellent tool for starting research. I wouldn't necessarily use it as the source that I'm looking for, but it's a good place to get some background information and then to move on to better sources that you're going to cite in any sort of research that you're doing. I wanted to show you this short video now of some things about how you maintain your digital footprint. So we'll give you time to look at that, and then afterwards we'll talk about acceptable use.
Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Social media can be complicated. Here's some things to think about to help you post smart. Flow Cab, let's go.
I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever. I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting, all my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever.
likes to post pics and post comments and make your friends say holy smokes like Robin. Your posts live forever, that's a long time, so don't overshare when you go online. Yeah, your digital footprint will stick with you, so stop and think before you post that picture or message. Flow Cab, let's go. The top 10 things to think about before you post. Number 1, ask yourself, would you say it in real life? If the answer's no, don't post it online. And if you wouldn't want it said about you, don't post it about someone else. That's the golden rule. Number 2, are your posts vain and narcissistic about your perfect life, all designed to elicit jealousy and envy in the people who read it? If so, don't post that brag, delete it. Number 3, that's TMI, folks.
I have a rash.
Well, I didn't want to know. Number 4, are you posting every detail of your life? Who in their right mind is gonna find that nice? Woke up, hashtag bagel, hashtag shower, and 20 more posts in the next half hour. Think about the reader when you're sharing. Edit your posting, your friends will keep caring. Number 5, a bit like 4, here's what else. Keep your relationship details to yourself. You don't need to post every hug and sunset. That might make your single friends feel upset. A moment still has meaning if you don't post it, know this. Now let me get back and focus. Number 6, the cryptic cliffhanger, man, like,
Dude, no one understands.
it's a little desperate, begging for attention. Just be upfront off the bat with what you mentioned. Number 7, are your posts all complaining? You really need pity just because it's raining. Number 8, curate your photos like a museum. Don't post pics you wouldn't want your grandma seeing. Goes double for anything risky or risque that could affect your future in a big way. And that's doubly true if it's a photo of a friend and not just you. Number 9, check your privacy settings. I mean it, want creeps of future employers to read it? You really want your Insta-face tweets like concrete? I mean all over the streets. Number 10, post smart, okay, and spread love. That's the Brooklyn
I
way.
might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting. All my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever. I might show you where I'm going, but I think before I'm posting. All my pictures have been chosen, not just posting whatever.
So think twice, y'all, before you post. Be smart, be safe, and we out.
So you should also know about the research tools that are in front of you as you use your computer. Remember that the main source of information for finding good, accurate information, doing research, being able to do the work that you need to efficiently is to go to rahsmedia.org, which is a one-stop shop for all of the resources that'll be helpful for you as you try to get your homework done at RAHS. Another great source would be to log into Google Docs, which is at docs.google.com, and look at typing in your username, which is your last name and your first name combined, 6 letters from your last name, 5 letters from your first name. That's your username for accessing all of your docs here at Roseville High School. And your password is your birthday in the order of 2 digits for month, 2 digits for day, and then 4 digits for the year that you're born in. That's the default password to get you logged into all of the resources here at Roseville High School. I hope that helps you. And if you have any questions about using your digital resources here at Roseville High School, feel free to get in touch with us at any time in the Media Center. Thanks, and have a great day.